Hey guys, how's it going? Kevin Cleary here with a knife video for you. Today we are doing a comparison test. I have the gas station knife that I picked up a couple of weeks ago. Many of you already saw the video about this. And beside it, we have the Real Steel H6. Now, I tried to be pretty fair with this. I know the Real Steel does a good job with their 14C28N, but I wanted something along on the cheaper end of the spectrum. I don't have anything right now in 8CR13 MOV. That was the obvious choice, but we're going to see how this goes. I'm going to cut a bunch of cardboard with both of these, and we're going to continually compare them every, I don't know, 20 cuts or something like that to see how they're holding up. To start off, both of these are pretty sharp. I've got an old sermon outline here. You can see this cuts paper pretty nicely. And this also cuts paper pretty nicely at this point. So what we're going to do is cut up some cardboard. I'm going to primarily use the recurve portion of this. I'll try to use the same similar portion on this blade. I can't promise it's going to be perfectly consistent. You know, this is not a lab environment. I don't have a robot that I can, bolt these both to and have them go through a series of cuts. But what we're going to do is put these both through a bunch of cardboard and see how long they continue to cut well. All right, let's start, since it's the sort of the star of this show, with the gas station knife. Here is some of the cardboard. I've got this in double layers. I'm just going to fold it this way. So hopefully what I'm going to be able to do, there we go. It will cut cardboard. Now, I think it's struggling more because of the shape. There we go. Yeah, we're cutting better now. And I'm trying to make some thin strips here, guys, so that I can be as efficient as possible. I don't have as much cardboard as I would ideally have for this test. And sorry, the framing isn't great, but that's because it's raining outside. So the cardboard's actually starting to rip. I don't think the knife is actually dull. I think it's just because I've got double pieces of cardboard. And once you kind of start that ripping, it just won't quit. Let's see. How are we doing? It still feels pretty sharp. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11. I'm going to pause, guys, and come back with you after I've made a few more cuts, just to make sure this isn't as painfully boring as it seems to me right now. Okay, so we're 12 cuts in. Let's see if this will still slice. Still cutting paper pretty well, actually. Get a fresh piece here. That might just be operator error, guys. Let me... it's definitely, there's a difference already. So we're 12 cuts in. And you can see it will cut paper, but it's already fighting me. It's not as good as it was when we started. Let me rip that off and see if I can get better performance out of this. Yeah, you can see every so often it'll make a nice cut, but it's definitely not consistent. I'm going to switch over to the 14C28N, make the same number of cuts, and see if it fails just as quickly as the claimed 440C. I picked the worst box in human history to cut. It keeps ripping instead of cutting. That's partially because I'm making these very thin little strips, because I'm trying to stretch this out as much as I can. Okay, so we're 12 cuts in on the Real Steel now as well. So let me go ahead and see how it's doing with the paper cutting. So 12 cuts in, it still cuts paper pretty effectively. I'm doing all these extra cuts just to show that, you know, while I ran into some issues with the gas station knife, I'm not running into the same kind of issues quite yet with the 14C28N. I'm going to carry on here. We've got another piece. Oh, where's the other piece that was going to go with it? There we go. I wanted to keep these doubled up just to speed things up a little bit. So here we are, continuing with the gas station knife. Again, I'm going to pause this and let you come back in a second. Okay, we're 12 more cuts in. Going to grab another piece of scrap paper and make a few more cuts. We're still sticking with the gas station knife. Perhaps the rainbow coating adds to the edge retention. There we go. Oh, no. So guys, I'm only at 24 cuts with the .440 steel. Wow. You can see I can sort of get this to cut paper, but it really struggles. And you can feel a significant difference. So notice I've been using the recurve portion specifically, and you can notice a huge difference between the recurve portion here and the belly out here. And just to show you that difference, well, there we go. So the belly portion that I have not been using will still cut paper pretty well. It's awkward trying to cut with just the tip of the knife like that, but it will still cut. It's just the recurve where I've specifically been cutting the cardboard that is not going to do the trick. So we could keep going here, and I don't know. I think, guys, we're gonna call it quits at this point. We're 8 minutes in. We've only made 24 cuts. I'm not gonna do, you know, am I fairly confident that the 14C28N is going to get passed? Let's go ahead. I'll do 12 more cuts with the 14C28N, and you know, we'll test it and see if it still cuts paper or if it's performing just as badly as the gas station knife here. Not that these results are terribly surprising, but, you know, in case someone thought, well, maybe Kevin, you know, they're claiming it's 440, maybe it's good. Or if you go into a gas station, maybe in your own neighborhood, and go, hey, you know, they've got a knife there that doesn't look terrible. And, you know, if you saw the previous video, you saw there were some designs that were okay. I think they had like a bear on it or something like that. I'm going to keep making a few more cuts here. I'm going to pause you guys and come back. Okay, we're back. We've still got the Real Steel going here. I'm up to the same 24 cuts with the Real Steel. Let's see if it'll still cut paper or if we have like totally gotten rid of the edge. As you can see, it is hanging up a little bit. That might just be operator. Oh yeah. Part of that is just operator error. I'm cutting around a tripod, but I have damaged the edge on it a little bit, and that's only 24, or I guess 48 cardboard cuts. But you can see the performance is still there, right? Let me grab one more piece. Just feel the edge. You can definitely feel a difference. You know, the whoops, the overall sort of longevity here versus the the 440 on the gas station knife. Yeah, so you can see this is still cutting. It still has a serviceable edge. You could still, you know, if you were carrying your knife for the day and you'd made this many cuts, you still have a knife that is actually useful and will make cuts. It catches every single time. There's actually a little piece of glue stuck to the blade there, but that's part of the things that happen. Okay, so there's just a really quick, short, I guess 11 minutes is not that quick or that short, but there's a little demonstration of comparison. You know, why do you spend the extra money on a knife? And this is not a lot of extra money. I think this was like $45 and this was like $39 or $36. Why do you spend the time to get a reputable knife from a reputable brand, possibly pay a little bit more? Well, you know, here's a really good example of how the performance on these two is just not the same. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out those channel sponsors. That's a huge help. Blade Ops, DLT Trading, and of course, use my discount code SHARPSTUFF at White Mountain Knives. I'll thank you for watching, and we will talk to you soon.